God. Excuse me for talking to you from my kitchen window. I'm just in the middle of serving supper. My cousin Simon is here for dinner. If I could spell, I could write books about my cousin Simon. But he's a cousin, so maybe silence is golden. But between us, and don't let it go any further, if Mr. Goldberg could pick a cousin, it wouldn't be Simon. You know, sometimes I really think that maybe it's something in which he indulges. I mean that. I once read a book, You Are What You Eat and You Are What You Drink. And that's something to ponder. For instance, let us say, just for instance, if you drank Sanka coffee, and it's a marvelous coffee, it's a delicious coffee with a wonderful flavor, and 97% of the caffeine is removed and the sleep is left in, and you can drink as much as you like and sleep. What is the logical conclusion to conclude? That it's good for restlessness and it's good for irritability. And then look, restlessness and irritability, what that can do to the natural environment of the system, don't ask. And if it does cost a penny more, what's money if in the morning you can rise and shine and brighten the corner where you are? I mean it. And if you're still without Sanka, it comes in the regular and comes in the instance. The instance comes in a little bottle, and 1, 2, 3 with a little boiling water, you have the most delicious cup of Sanka. So don't linger. Don't linger. After all, a word to the wise. Shouldn't it be sufficient? I got to go now to serve the supper. Go away from under my feet. Go, don't be an animal, Pinky. Don't be an animal.
Ma?
Yeah.
Uncle Simon wants another portion of noodle pudding.
Yeah, I forgot already how Cousin Simon likes mine pudding. I should have made a bit of the pudding, I think so. Here.
Well, he had 2 portions already, Ma.
All right, so if he wants more, let him have more.
Ma, where are the aspirins?
Who has a head already?
Cousin Simon has a headache.
Oh, my, what is an aspirin? Look in my chest. I think you'll find aspirin.
Maybe he shouldn't have any more noodle pudding.
Take.
Molly, will you come in and sit on the table already? Because your cousin's conversation is getting beyond my endurance.
Why, Jake, you promised.
Well, that's why I want you to come in and relieve me of the burden of being host, because otherwise I'll break my promise.
All right, darling. I'm coming this minute.
Now that I have the opportunity, I would like to know why we have the undistinguished honor of his presence at a plain weekday night.
Because his family's on the western coast.
Yeah?
Yes.
So why isn't he there also? Huh? Oh, perhaps he couldn't afford a vacation.
Oh, Jake, please. So what if I called him? I know he's alone and he likes mine cooking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many times did he invite you to his house, huh?
Come in, Ma. You're talking so loud, Pa.
See that?
Where's the salsa, Ma?
In the frigidator, look.
If I were a man that treated his family the way Simon treats his family, I wouldn't have the effrontery to call up and say I'm coming.
He didn't call. I called.
Why?
Why? Because. Don't get mad. I called because I know it's slack by you in the place. And I thought maybe you would ask Simon to give you a little extra work.
Not me. He knows the predicament I'm in. He reads the woman's wear. He knows I'm standing with machines idle. If he were a cousin to me, like I would be a cousin to him.
Molly, we're waiting for you.
So maybe I can finish my supper here?
Jake, please don't stop. Please.
All right, Mrs.
You can be a little Mrs. Shakespeare. Simon,
Yeah?
do you have a headache?
Well, little.
Huh? When is your family coming back from the western?
Do I know? They'll stay as long as they're enjoying it. Pass the bread, please, Sammy.
Why didn't you take a vacation, Simon?
Me?
Yeah.
Me a vacation? The salt, please, 70.
Salt.
You have to have a leisure for vacations.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I would have that talent for leisure. I would have it.
What would you do?
What would I do? I don't know. If I had leisure, I know what I would do. I think I would make out a list of all my friends and all my relations, and I would see all the people that I was too busy to see when I was busy.
And who should I see? Tante Elke? Uncle Chaim? Soreneffe? Calvin Shotkin? Schmiel?
Why not?
Why not? Hey, Molly, darling, poor relations are a liability. How are they getting along?
Struggling.
Struggling. Is it any wonder? They never wanted any more than they have, so they have nothing. How is Surenefe's son?
Max has a 2-family house that's hanging on a straw.
He needed a house that he can't afford. And Chaim?
Chaim, don't ask. Standing by a soda water stand.
Lazy. It's easier to sit and sell a penny plain than to take a job. A businessman you have to be. And you, Jake? You think you should have continued to struggle all these years in the contracting business?
What do you mean?
Take salt, Simon. Take
What do you mean, Simon?
If I may talk plainly, Jake.
Eat first and you'll talk
Let Simon talk plainly. So, what are you trying to say, Simon? That I am not a businessman?
You're an excellent cutter, Jake. Everybody in the trade knows that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So now that we're talking plainly, Simon, may I also indulge?
Go ahead, indulge.
Stir your memory, Simon. Where would you be if it weren't for
I'm
your-
a self-made man, Jake.
Nobody in the world is self-made.
Nobody.
Nobody.
I remember further back than Jake remembers. Your Uncle Chaim wasn't so lazy when he took out money from the bank to help you, Simon. And when we're talking, let's talk. Let's talk.
Let him talk.
No. And I could talk. I could talk until tomorrow, and I still wouldn't be ready for a period.
Anything I ever took from my relations was given back with interest.
The wrong kind of interest, maybe.
Yeah,
What's the matter, Simon? Huh?
a little bicarbonate, Molly, please.
You don't feel good, Simon? Huh?
It's awful warm here.
David, open the window.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, Simon?
When I said something,
Oi.
What's the matter, Simon? What?
But
Oi.
what hurts you, Simon?
Molly, I think you better call a doctor, Molly.
David, a doctor. Samuel, run down to Dr. Stark and tell him to come up this minute.
Get the doctor.
I'm calling a doctor, Simon.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, get me the spirits of ammonia.
where is the spirits of pneumonia?
Get me smelling salts and don't stand.
Wait, hang on, chest.
Huh?
How much?
Here,
Yeah.
here, turret. Oh, come, maybe you lay down.
Oi.
Maybe you lay down, Simon.
Oi.
Open your tie.
How much? Chest.
Open the tie.
Oi.
Open your tie, Simon.
Oi.
Open.
Wait.
Lay down.
Oi.
Give me your feet.
Oi.
Oh,
Oi.
Simon.
Oi. Molly, over here.
How do you feel? Don't
Is
talk.
this the pneumonia?
You hear the salt start.
Oi. Oi.
Simon. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Take off Simon's shoes. With the doctor.
Oi.
The doctor's here now.
Oi.
Yes.
Oi, Dr. Stark.
Yes.
Oi, I'm happy to see you. Dr. D, my cousin.
Over here, doctor.
My cousin. We were just talking, Jeff.
Take your bag quick. I see. Take my bag, yeah.
I'd like to hold here.
Doctor.
Let me undo your
Oi.
shirt. No, please, don't get up. Don't get up.
Oi.
All right,
Rosalie.
Over here, doctor.
Sammy.
now how do
Go
you...
inside.
You know, doctor, this is like my son's stethoscope.
Please, please,
Oi. Oi.
please,
Should we go in the next room,
please,
Doctor?
Mrs. Goldberg.
No.
Jake.
Over here.
Please, Mrs. Goldberg.
Yeah, here.
Take it.
Didn't I tell you, Mom, you shouldn't have 3 portions of noodle pudding?
Oh, it should only be nothing.
Oh, nothing it is.
Love Simon, I never did, but I never hated him either.
Oh, it should only be nothing. It shouldn't.
Goldberg?
Doctor, what do you
Doctor.
think?
Mrs. Goldberg, I'd like you to get me a little hot water.
Yes,
Because I have to
Doctor.
sterilize the needle. I'm going to give him an injection.
Yes, Doctor dear.
It'll ease his pain.
Yes.
Sedate him.
Yes, Doctor dear.
Sedate him. Not right away. Not right away. No,
You've
I
got
don't
to
need right
sedate
away.
him, huh?
Yes.
What's your diagnosis, doctor?
Well, it
diagnosis?
may be a myocardial infarction secondary to a coronary thrombosis.
My word.
It may be an acute exacerbation of a chronic cholecystitis.
Chronicle.
Chronic cholecystitis.
In plain English, Doctor, what does that mean?
Under no circumstances must the patient be moved.
Molly, listen to me. Call Simon's family. Let them come at once.
But, Jake, we have to wait for the diagnosis, no?
Darling, Sammy and Rosalie, how are they? Where do they
Oh,
sleep?
they're fine. They're fine. It's a big responsibility.
I know, but that's a responsibility you shouldn't take. Where do they sleep, darling?
If it's a thrombosis of the angina or pectoris angina, it's absolutely surgery.
Surgery.
If my Sally would only come on the case.
Oh, Oh, it's better not.
Yeah?
It's better not. It's better not.
Oh, is a person more than a fly?
Oh,
A fly, no more.
A fly.
Where will I find some more towels, please? Towels? Yes, Miss Emulsion. David, dear, towels for Miss Emulsion.
How?
And some more ice, please. Some more ice. Yes, yes, Miss Emulsion. Excuse me if I'm a little besides myself. My cubes are vacant. Jake, dear, go next door and get the cubes.
Yes, darling.
Yoo-hoo, Mrs. Goldberg!
Mrs. Goldberg, I wish you'd have your neighbors stop their yoo-hooing. I'm very sorry. See, everybody's so interested. Oh, son. Why, Mrs. Kramer, dear, postpone your yoo-hooing till further notice.
I'm sorry. How is he?
Oh, they're cartographing and they're thrombosising now. Oh,
So much to live for.
Ma, how are you?
oh, I'm wonderful, darling. Don't worry about Mama, dear. I'm wonderful. It's not too much trouble to have my Rosalie.
Not at all. And if people can't be people in time of an emergency, you don't have to be a person at all and finished.
Oh, I should only have the opportunity to do the same for you, darling. And see that nobody yoo-hoos. Let it be quiet.
Okay.
Did you fill the ice bag?
Yes, nurse.
Did you call the telephone company?
Yes, nurse, dear.
And please see that everybody uses the kitchen entrance.
Yes, I'll do that, nurse, dear.
Did you attend to the cot for the night nurse?
Yes, dear.
That's a very sharp bell.
I'll tend to it. Take care of my cousin, dear.
Yes.
Oxygen.
This
Okay.
Right in the living room.
Come.
Oh, David, not such a loud local vocal.
Telephone company?
Oh, yes, telephone. Come in, telephone. Telephone man. I want you to take the telephone out of this inside and bring it in the kitchen with a soft buzzer.
You want a long
A
extension?
long extension, it'd be long, short, bring it in
What
here.
is your phone?
Inside.
This way, please. This way.
Get the ice, darling. Here.
Oh,
Did the doctors leave yet?
yes,
Yeah?
yes. Don't go in there.
No?
Don't go in, nobody's to go in.
I'll leave you this card if you should need another tank.
Oh, yes, thank you very much. Slam the door quietly.
I will. Bye.
Jake, darling. Jake, darling. Oxygen. I don't like oxygen when a person needs oxygen.
Where do you want your phone?
Put it here, there, someplace.
The
Any
doctors left already. They took the cardiograph test. Tomorrow they'll know the worst.
so bad, Dave.
I think it's thrombosis.
He's calling for you.
Go, darling.
Calling for me.
Oh, Mary.
Go into him, darling.
Oh, I'm shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, how a person doesn't live forever.
Oh, Dave.
Come.
Oh, if he's calling for me. Oh.
Molly. Molly. Tell her to go away.
But Mr. Simon, the
A
doctor...
man's dying and they don't let him talk.
You'll be all right, son.
Simon is finished, Molly. I'm finished. Now I know life is a dream. Life is a day.
Life can be forever, Simon.
Sit down, Molly. Molly, I wanted the wrong things. Now I know when it's too late. I look at all the things I might have done and should have done. All the happiness I could have given. Why did I turn my back on my own flesh and blood? Why, Molly, on Tante Elke, Chaim, Leah? Did Jake have to suffer when I could have made life easier for him? Before I close my eyes, Molly, my whole family will know they had a cousin Simon. I call my lawyer. I have to talk to him.
Mr. Simon, I think that the...
You'll get well, Simon. You'll see.
If I get well, Molly, it'll be a new Simon. Jake?
Yeah.
Where is my dear cousin Jake?
Here I am, Simon.
Jake, as long as you live, you'll never have another worry. Do I need strangers to reap the fruits of my labor? To reap what I have sowed? You, Jake, will have complete charge of my factory. Only let me get well, and you will be my right hand, Jake. Only let me get well. I want to live to see my dear family reap the fruits of my labor. That's all I want to live for. That's all. My dear family. My family.
Hello, Dr. Stark. This is Miss Emulsion speaking. Yes. Mr. Simon insists on knowing when you'll be here. I know that, Doctor. Well, he keeps watching the clock, Doctor, and it's not helping him any. Oh, yes, thank you.
Sit down, darling. Sit down. There's nothing we can do except wait for the reports.
How long does it have to take to know if it's coronary of the insufficiency or thrombosis of the Casanova?
So bad. Sit down there.
You see how it takes a crisis to make a man.
Oh, David. David, Simon was always a man. Always a man. If not, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing now.
Yeah.
$100 a month for Tantel kill long as she lives. And Chaim a cigar store. In the stand, in the garment section. And Suriname. Oh, I am only sorry for all the wasted years we didn't understand, Simon.
Only let him get well.
You see, Jake. You see, Jake, darling, how a person can be two things. First, he is what he is, and second, he is what he becomes.
Yes. Don't think this hasn't been a lesson for me, darling.
Oh, Jake.
Man has to be understood.
Understood.
Why does a person run after the wrong things? Why? Insecurity. Fear. That's what kills what's good in a man.
Kills what...
Yeah.
Oi.
Report?
Maybe it's the reports. Oi, let me go.
You go.
Let me go. I'm iron. Iron.
I'm Miss Bronson, Mr. Simon's secretary.
Yes. How do you do?
How's Mr. Simon feeling today?
We're waiting for the reports now. It's Miss Ransom, Mr. Goldberg, my Uncle David. I'll tell him you're here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Remove Miss Ransom. Take the coat in the dining room. Mr. Moulton. Ransom. Mr. Simon's secretary's here. Can she come in?
Yes, he's waiting for her.
Waiting for her. Simon.
Yes, Molly.
Your secretary's here.
Come in, Debbie. Molly, dear, put my bed up, please.
Yes.
Molly. Sit down, Debbie. Did you make out all the checks I told you to make out?
I had everything here, Mr. Simon. Are you sure you're well enough to sign them?
With my last strength, I'll sign them. If anything happens to me, my dear cousin Jake will have power of attorney. And Molly, don't go. I want you to see with your own eyes. Show my dear cousin the checks. Huh? Tante Elke, Chaim, yeah, that's for a cigar stand. Max, Suriname, oi. And
You'll get well, Simon. Only get well, Simon.
and you, Debbie, for your loyalty and devotion. How many years are you working for me, Debbie?
15 years.
Double your salary, Debbie. Oi.
Mr. Simon, thank you.
Double your salary, starting this week.
You've no idea what this is going to mean to me.
Hey, tell me, Debbie. Tell me what it's going to mean to you. I want to hear. I want to have that pleasure. Tell me.
There are so many things that people in your circumstances wouldn't understand, Mr. Simon.
All right, give me a pen and bring me the telephone.
Not too much for you, Simon.
Nurse, the telephone.
I
I want to call up my relatives. I want to see them all once again before it's too late, Molly.
Molly, darling, Rosalie has come home for lunch.
The telephone, nurse. All right, take it.
Hello. Oh, speaking. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll tell him, thank you. Well, Mr. Simon, I've got good news for you. The doctor wants me to tell you that the cardiograph is negative.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mr. Simon.
It's negative?
There's no thrombosis and no injury.
No thrombosis?
There's nothing wrong with your heart.
I'm not a doctor, and I was sure there was nothing wrong with my heart.
Oh, Mr. Simon.
Why? For what reason should I have a heart attack?
Please, Mr. Simon, there's still the blood count. And don't forget your gallbladder.
Yes, but if my heart is all right...
But you may still require surgery, Mr. Simon.
So what's a knife compared to a heart? Tell my cousin the good news, nurse.
Oh, Mr. Simon, I'm so happy. Now, if you'll just sign these checks to your relations, I'll mail them.
Oh, even good news is fatiguing. Debbie, let me look at those checks again, please, huh? Mm-hmm. $100 a month is a lot of money. Figure out how much money a man has to have in the bank to get an income of $100 a month at the present low rate of interest here. Just think... Huh?
Simon, isn't it wonderful?
Simon, you're going to be all right.
If it's negative, if it's no thrombosis...
Yeah?
Simon, should I call Tante Elke and then Uncle Chaim?
Why, nurse, you don't think I should have any visitors, huh?
Well, I think you might have a few if they don't stay too long.
Let's wait and ask the doctor first. I feel a little fatigued. I think I'll rest a little, Molly.
Rest,
I'll rest.
Rest well, Simon.
Yeah.
Hello. Speaking.
Who is it?
It's the laboratory.
Oh, well,
Yes, I have it. Yes, hemoglobin 90%. Erythrocytes 4.8 million. Yes, I have it, thank you.
Good day.
Good day.
How is the patient today, huh?
You know, doctor, it seems to me that you should have known even without a cardiograph that I had no heart.
Well, we always try to do the best that we
What's the
can.
hemoglobin?
No surgery.
I don't need an operation?
No surgery, no. I'm happy to report there's absolutely nothing wrong with your gallbladder,
But
Mr.
you said it
Simon.
was infected.
Well, we did suspect that at first, but our tests proved negative.
So what's the matter with me? What did I have?
Well, you had a severe case of gastroenteritis.
No.
And
In plain English, please.
Overeating.
So what am I doing in bed? I'm going to call my family and go to California. I'm going to take a 6 months vacation.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea, Mr. Simon. I will see you first thing in the morning.
Oh, no, you won't. I'll be in the office in the morning.
All right. Good
All right, Miss Ronson, you'd better get back to the office.
But you haven't signed these checks yet.
Your checks? There's time with the checks. I'm not dead yet.
Oh, Mr. Simon.
Yeah?
Since you're thinking of taking a vacation, there's the matter of my increase.
Your raise starts the first of the year. You'll get $5 a week.
Oh, Jake. Jake, I'm besides myself with the good news.
My Sally, the doctor would have known it's no thrombosis. By his complexion, he would have known it's nothing.
David, go in and tell Simon how besides ourselves we are. Hello? Hello, Tante Elke? Molly. Look, darling, I want you to be the first one to know that it's not a thrombosis. No, not a thrombosis. Fine. Yes. Look, darling, have I got news for you? I can't tell you on the telephone. But look, darling, you and Max and Suriname, everybody will know they had a cousin Simon.
Mr. Simon wants the telephone.
I have to say totally to you, darling. But wonderful news, darling. Goodbye. Here. Oh,
He's going to take a 6-month vacation.
Jake.
I'm glad he has that much confidence in me. It's wonderful.
Jake, darling. You're going to be his right hand.
He won't be
Jake.
sorry. The confidence he has in me will be repaid.
Oh, Tante. And Uncle
Now,
Chaim.
dear, maybe you'll fix something substantial for Simon.
Sure, of course.
I'll go into Simon, huh?
Go in, darling.
Yeah, well, the thrombosis is null and void. You see what gastrocosma can do to a poison?
Go.
Well, Simon, how are you?
A vacation, I'll be like new.
Take a long vacation, Simon. Forget everything. I'll take care of your interests. You know that.
I know that, Jack, I know it. But it just occurred to me that with the dress business the way it is, it might not be a bad idea if I sat it out a season or two until there's a change in the trend.
Simon, you
We'll talk about it when I get back home.
Simon?
Yes?
Here, I have a snack for you.
Thank you very much, Molly. Never again. You and your snacks almost killed me, Molly. Do you know that? Next time, be careful how you feed your guests, even if he is a relation. Goodbye. I wish I could say thank you.
You know, Mrs. Shakespeare, the Greeks had a word for it. Have you?
Oh, yeah, I could have many words, Jake. Many. If blood wasn't thicker than water. That's what I mean. Well, maybe there's a Simon in every family. Maybe there's a little bit of Simon in everybody. Because who don't postpone until it's too late to do the things that you should do? After all, look how long I'm talking to you about Sanka coffee. The regular and the instant. All right, I'm not saying that you didn't take my advice. Because don't forget, my advice, don't come from my vocabulary. And it don't come from Webster's dictionary either. Mine advice comes from experience. Because I know what Sanka coffee can do for a person. I know it's a delicious coffee, and I know it's got a marvelous flavor. And I'm asking you, if 97% of the caffeine is removed and the sleep is left in, and you can drink as much as you like and sleep, I'm asking you, what's the answer? What's the answer? The answer is that it'll improve your disposition and your irritability, and your restlessness will vanish, and the whole world will be a sweeter place to live in for you and your family. And I'm not Shakespeare. I'm not Mr. and I'm not Mrs.
The Jack Benny Program, presented by Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go lucky, get better taste today.
What do you think of that?
Oh, she sure is pretty.
Yeah. I wonder why they left out that cigarette tearing business.
Oh, I guess they figure most everybody knows how to do it.
Can you?
Sure, it's easy. Go ahead, try it. You got to start in with a Lucky from a new pack. One that isn't all beat up. Okay, now find the seam. That's it. You got to start at the seam. Now, tear it down the seam from one end to the other.
How am I doing?
Fine. Take your time, though. Don't dig into it or rough it up. Okay, now, lift out the tobacco. Real careful. There, you see? Anybody can do it.
Yeah, sure. But what's it prove?
Here's what it proves. See how the Lucky holds together without crumbling. A perfect cylinder of fine tobacco, without loose ends that get in your mouth and spoil the taste. That's why Lucky's taste cleaner. And you'll notice there aren't any empty air spaces, hot spots that burn too fast and give you a harsh, hot taste. No, because a Lucky is fully packed. See those long strands of fresh, mild, good-tasting tobacco. That's why Lucky's taste fresher. And lastly, that fine tobacco aroma tells you Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Fine, naturally mild tobacco that's firmly packed, but so perfectly shredded it always draws freely and smokes evenly. That's why Lucky's taste smoother. Yes, Lucky's are made better. And because they are made better, they taste better. So friends, for a cleaner, fresher, smoother smoke, be happy. Go Lucky. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lucky Strike program. I'm Jack Benny. Well, the reason I mention that is because CBS has just added a new station in Mexico, you see, and I look so much like Tito Gazar. But you know, this is our third show, television show, and our last show, the one we did about 4 weeks ago, we did a play called Buck Benny Rides Again. And we had the most terrific response after that show. We got so many wonderful letters. Really, I can't tell you how many letters we got. And they were from such intelligent people, too, you know. As a matter of fact, I got one letter from a college professor. Did you know that execrable means lousy? But anyway, here we are doing another show. Gosh, the way time flies, I can't get over it, you know. It just seems like, I don't know, it goes by so fast. You see, here we are already. Tomorrow's December 1st. Then next week, December 8th, December 16th. And there's 106 days only till March 15th. That's the government's Christmas. I think I'll have to pay a lot this year, too, but then what can I do? I mean, you know, I'm too old to cry, and it hurts too much to laugh. I was quoting Lincoln there. Ladies and gentlemen, now we want to get on with the show, and first of all, I'd like to introduce... Oh, before I introduce Bob Crosby, I must tell you that the last time Bob Crosby was on my show, I have never heard anybody complain as much as he did. You know, I had him singing a song right out here on the floor. You see, then he complained because I didn't give him scenery. He's always complaining. Doesn't like the orchestra, his salary. I never heard anybody complain as much as Crosby does. Really, frankly, I think his whole attitude is execrable. So this time, I promised him that I'd give him some scenery. Oh, fellas, would you please let me have that curtain that I brought over this morning, that scene in the park? Scene in the park, you see, so I got this in a theater down the street. And listen, fellas, will you please bring me that bench that I brought from the park last night? That bench. That's it. I got this bench at Griffith Park. Good bench, you know. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to... Oh, kids. Well, kids, you can go now. You know? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Mr. Fletcher, this is Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas, how do you... nice if they meet, you see. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce the, what is it? What is it, little girl?
Mr. Benny, can I have your autograph, please?
My autograph? Oh, well, that's sweet. I mean, but, honey, look at it. If you'll just wait until after the show, you know, I'm right in the middle of the show now, I'll be very, very happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Okay. That's cute. Oh, wait a minute, honey, come back here. Come back. I mean, as long as you came up like this, I mean, it's cute. I'll give you... Is this your little book here and everything? All right, come right over here. I'll give you the autograph. I'll be very happy to. That's cute, isn't it, coming up like that in the middle of the show? What's your first name, honey?
Margaret.
Margaret, huh? That's a pretty name, isn't it? I'll tell you what, I'll put to Margaret from Jack Benny. Huh? How do you spell that, honey?
B-E-N-N-Y.
No, honey, look, I know how to spell my name. You see what I mean? But, you know, there are different ways of spelling Margaret. You see, 2 different ways. How do you spell yours?
M-A-R-G-A-R-E-T.
Oh, M-A-R-G-A-R-E-T, all right. To Margaret from Jack. Margaret, what's your last name?
Truman.
Wait a minute, honey. Your name is Margaret Truman?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, that certainly is a coincidence, isn't it? Your real name? That's your Margaret Truman?
Uh-huh.
Well, isn't that... I mean, you're not kidding me or anything.
Oh, no, Mr. Benny.
You're not. That's your right name, Margaret Truman. Well, isn't that cute? Okay, well, here you are, honey.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, what's your last name?
Truman.
Truman, Margaret Truman. And do you live here in Los Angeles, do you?
No, sir, I'm only visiting here. I live in Washington.
In Seattle or Spokane? Or...
Washington, D.C.
Wait a minute, honey. You live in Washington, D.C., and your name is Margaret Truman?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's the strangest thing I've ever heard. You sure you're not kidding me now? You didn't just come up to...
Oh, no, Mr. Benny.
You're not. That's your, Margaret Truman, and you live in Washington, D.C. Well, that's the oddest thing. Really, have you lived in Washington long?
No, sir.
Where were you born?
Independence, Missouri.
Now, wait a minute. You didn't want an autograph at all. You just came out to make fun of me. That's it.
Oh, no, I didn't, Mr. Benny. Really, I didn't.
Now, wait a minute. You say your name is Margaret Truman. You live in Washington, D.C. You were born in Independence. I mean, those are too many coincidences. I mean, does your father work in Washington now?
Yes, sir, till January 20th.
I'm sorry I gave you the... Your father's working now till January 20th. And that's no coincidence, huh? Now, wait a minute, honey. Somebody told you to say that. That's just a trick.
Oh, no, Mr. Benny.
Huh?
Nobody put me up to it.
Huh?
My name is Margaret Truman. I was born in Independence, Missouri. And the only reason we live in Washington, D.C., because my father works there.
Oh. Your father works there in Washington. What does he do?
He's a piano player.
Father's a piano player in Washington. Well, may I ask you one more question? May I? What is your father's first name?
I won't tell you.
You won't tell me your father's first name? Why not?
You'll think it's a coincidence.
Well, I'm not going to get involved in this anymore. Hello, Bob.
Hey, Jack, I was waiting outside for my introduction. What happened?
Well, I got sidetracked here. Well, listen, I got your scenery for you if you want it. Do you like it? Let's see.
This is scenery?
Yes. song.
Well, Jack, when I asked for a park, I wanted a real park with people and statues and trees. Guys, this looks like King Farouk's bedspread.
Well, this is the best I could get. So go ahead. Oh, by the way, Bob, I want you to meet, this is Margaret Truman.
Hello, honey, I'm... Jack Benny.
No, I'm not kidding. That's her name, isn't it, honey? That's her name, Margaret.
Margaret Truman?
Yeah.
Well, I'm awfully glad to meet you, Margaret Truman. I didn't recognize you without Jimmy Durante.
No, this is a different. This is a different Margaret. Well, come on, honey. You got your autograph. You want to come off? Come off,
Say, Jack,
what?
I've got an idea. Because I don't have the right scenery, maybe I should switch my song.
Yeah?
And I saw Walt Disney's Peter Pan, and I think I could sing about it if you'd let me work with her.
You mean you want to have the little girl
If
out
I
here?
could.
On this? Well, would you like to stay here with Bob Crosby?
Oh, yeah.
You would? Okay, all right, Bob. I bet she sings, too.
Have you ever heard of Peter Pan?
Yes, I heard that story a long time ago. Isn't he the little boy who wouldn't grow up?
That's right. And Peter Pan lived in a world all of his own. He called it Neverland.
Was he a brave little man?
Oh, was he brave? You just listen. Peter Pan, Peter Pan. He's up, he's down, he's flying all around a busy little man. When there's danger and the battle is thick, he's there in the nick of time. Are there pirates to fight? Are there Indians in sight? Peter Pan will have a plan to spike the crime.
Did he ever take little boys and girls to visit him?
Oh, certainly would to Neverland, but in order to get there, they would have to fly.
They couldn't fly.
Oh, yes, they could. Let me tell you all about it. You see, Peter Pan had a little pixie by the name of Tinkerbell. And she would come and she would sprinkle some pixie dust over the boys and girls, and that would give them gossamer wings.
And then they could fly?
Well, only if they thought of pleasant things. Think of the presents you brought, any happy little thought. Think of Christmas, think of snow, think of sleigh bells. Here we go like reindeer in the sky. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly.
What was that?
Oh, you know who that is.
Crocodile?
That's right, the crocodile.
Well, what makes him tick like that?
Well, once upon a time, he ate an alarm clock, and that's what makes him tick.
Isn't that the crocodile that took a big bite out of Captain Hook?
Yes, and he liked the taste of Captain Hook so much that ever after he went around looking for people to bite. So I've got to warn you, never, never, never smile at a crocodile. No, you can't get friendly with the crocodile. Don't be taken in by his welcome grin. He's imagining how nice you'd fit within his skin.
Now sing me more about Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, Peter Pan. He's in, he's out, he's zooming all about as only Peter can. He's the best little boy, the worst little boy, since first little boys began. Let him have his schemes. Let him hold his dreams. Peter Pan, stay a little boy, my little man, my Peter Pan.
Hello? Mr. Benny's residence, star, stage, screen, radio, and... Oh, Sam! No, Sam, no, I won't be able to go with you tonight. You see, the boss did his TV show today, and when he comes home after one of those, he's a wreck. Huh? You say some of the boys were down at the club watching his TV show, got tired of waiting and cut it off. What were they waiting for? Oh! Well, tell the boys I'll be on the next one. I gotta go now. Bye.
Rochester.
Hello, boss. Just getting your room ready for this
Good, good. You know, I'm not even going to have anything to eat. I'm going right to bed. I was never so tired in my life. See. L-S-M-F-T. Oh, boy, what an actor goes through. They think it's easy. Do one show a month. No. Rochester, did you watch the show?
Oh, yes, boss.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was excellent.
What?
Excellent.
Oh. Say, Rochester, how about that little girl? You know, the one that came on and asked me for an autograph, said her name was Margaret Truman. Wasn't that a coincidence?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? She told me her father was a piano player. She lived in Independence, Missouri, and her father was going to work until the 20th of January.
Well, that could happen.
What do you mean that could happen? That's silly. Well, that really is a coincidence.
No, I don't know, boss. Now, take me, for instance.
Yeah?
My name is Rochester, and I was born in Rochester, New York.
I know.
I got a brother named Toledo. He was born in Ohio.
Oh, good old Toledo. Yes, I know.
And then I got a cousin. His name is Missoula. He was born in Montana.
Missoula?
Mm-hmm. And I got another cousin named Duluth. He was born in Minnesota.
No kidding. Duluth, born in Minnesota. Well, what do you know? I'm just going in and brush my teeth. I'll be right back. I want to get right to bed.
All right. Hello? Minneapolis?
Is that long distance?
No, another cousin.
How do you talk to him later?
Oh, this is she.
Well, you'll talk to her later, then.
Okay. I'll call you later, Minnie. Goodbye.
Rochester, look, at the next time I ask you to buy me some pajamas, for heaven's sake, will you do me a favor?
Well, boss, I think they're beautiful. A little
beautiful.
conservative, but beautiful.
Oh, fine. I'm going right to bed. Boy, I'll be asleep before I hit that pillow.
Okay, I'll turn off the light.
Okay.
Good night, boss.
Good night, Rochester. Oh, boy, am I tired. Oh, boy, it feels good being dead. I wonder what Minneapolis's last name is. Well, I'm not going to worry about it now. Let me get to bed. Darn faucet dripping again. I've told Rochester a million times to fix that faucet. Rochester!
Yes, boss?
Rochester, I asked you 1,000 times to fix that dripping faucet. Now listen. So it stopped. Well, you can go back to bed then.
Yes, sir. Good night, boys.
Good night, Rochester. Rochester!
Yes, boss?
Stopped again. Hey, wait a minute. I got an idea. Come here.
Okay. Good night, boss.
Good night, Rochester. I knew it! Now go fix that car.
Yes, I'm turning off on the bottom. Well, boss, you better try to get some sleep.
How can I sleep now? I was sleepy a few minutes ago. Now I'm wide awake. The only way I'll fall asleep, Rochester, we'll have to do what we always do.
Oh, boss, that's too much trouble.
I don't care whether there's trouble or not. That's the only way I'll get to sleep.
No, all right.
Say. I forgot to take a Dramamine.
Okay. Hey, Joe, you must be in the kids' room.
That's the baby. That's the baby. I'd like to see the size of the mother and father. This looks like a pretty fancy house. We ought to do pretty good here.
Hey, Lefty, look, a silver ashtray. Open a bag.
There you are. How do you like that? It's nailed down.
Hey, Lefty, come here. Solid gold.
Now you're talking.
Hey, this thing must have played for Notre Dame.
Let's see what's in this drawer.
I don't know. Stand aside. Hey, look at these beautiful shirts.
Not that.
Boy, these are all right. Hey, man, these are real good. Hey, you know this job is really going to be okay? Where did them shirts go?
You want to try the other doors?
No.
Boy, this is a tough place.
Banks is easier. Banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Grandma's territory.
Let's see what's in here. on a lot of jobs, but none as execrable as this one. I know there's a safe in here someplace. Let's find it. A safe? Yeah. Well, let's look. Here we are, a safe. Hey! Let's get out of here! What's the matter? The window's stuck. The window's stuck? Yeah. Let me try it. Hey, look in here. A coin slot. A coin slot? To open window, deposit 25 cents.
Jack will be back in just a moment, but first...
Friends, it's true, you know. Lucky's are made better to taste better. Cleaner, fresher, smoother. And you remember that the next time you buy cigarettes. It's awfully important because, golly, in a cigarette, it's the taste that makes the difference. And Lucky's do taste cleaner, fresher, smoother. So come on, be happy. Go, Lucky. Make your next carton Lucky Strike.
Be happy, go Lucky, get better taste today.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you liked the show or not. I know I took it lying down. This is kind of a show I like, where you don't have much to do. You know, you just... Incidentally, were the burglars funny? Oh, the reason I don't know is because I fell sound asleep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you like the show, and we'll be back again 4 weeks from today. Is my time up now? Huh? Because I'd like to tell them. Can I talk just a second more? Oh, well, I just wanted to tell you that on the next show, we're going to try and do one of our New Year's fantasies. Remember the ones we used to do always on radio? And it's a sort of a semi, comedy and dramatic thing, which I hope you'll enjoy. And anyway, we will see you then 4 weeks from today. Thank you very much.
This is the CBS Television Network.
Produced in association with the NBC Television Network.
Junior, just to test you out, how much is 7 times 5?
34.
That's what I make it.
It's wrong. 7 times 5 is 35.
That's what I get for sending you to the most expensive school in the city.
I go to public school.
It costs $100 grand to build. That's expensive, ain't it?
Big deal. I was a buck short.
That's the trouble around here. A buck here, a buck there. Where does the money go to?
We spend it.
We spend it. You spend it.
Well, I like that. I haven't spent a cent on myself in a year. No dresses, no shoes. I'm wearing last year's hat and my coat's falling apart. And I need a new girdle.
So do I.
You need it more than Mom.
I need a new overcoat. Even the moths are walking out on it.
Why don't you ask for a raise? If you just get it through your head, dear, that you can't spend more money than you make, these monthly arguments wouldn't be necessary.
That's right. Blame me for everything. Get me all mixed up.
You've been mixed up since I first met you, dear.
Then why did you marry me?
Because I loved you.
That's no excuse. You were the one who said two can live as cheap as one.
There are 4 of us now.
That's right. Blame me for everything.
I could go live with Corinne Baker. I could quit school and get a job.
You two are staying right here. You're the only things we own outright.
Daddy, may I ask you a question?
Don't bother me now, Babs. I'm reading the stock markets.
What's little Abner doing? Want coffee, dear?
Yeah, fill her up, babe.
Hey, Pop, will you help me buy a football today?
You ain't getting no money for footballs. Not with amalgamated tin plates down 3/8.
We don't own any amalgamated tin plates.
We got a dozen of them in the kitchen.
I got the money to buy the football, Pop.
You have? Where'd you get it?
He had it in his piggy bank.
I shook his piggy bank yesterday. It was empty.
I got 2 of them.
You got 2 banks?
Sure. I keep the one with the money in it under my mattress. The other one's for you to shake.
How do you like that? We can't make ends meet. This kid's got a chain of banks.
After hearing you complain until I finally dropped off to sleep last night, I hit on a practical solution.
Yeah, what?
Well, I'd like to fix up the attic room and rent it.
No, that's out. No strangers are living in my house.
But it's a perfectly good room, and it seems silly to let it go to waste.
It ain't going to waste. I'm saving that room for when I bring my dear old parents out from Brooklyn to visit us.
Riley, you've been saying that for the last 10 years.
And I'll go on saying it for the next 10. That's the kind of a sort of a dutiful son I am.
And now, for our unseen audience, we come to the drawing of the surprise party of this week, whose parents will be flown from any part of the United States for a surprise visit with their children. A dozen names in the Blueview Terrace section of the telephone book were checked and rechecked for location and illegibility. Mrs. J. Randolph Wiggins, the president of the Blueview Civic Society, will draw this week's lucky name. Mrs. Wiggins, please. Right. As is customary to keep this a complete surprise for the winner, the name will not be divulged until next week's program, when the fortunate recipient will be here in person to tell you of his happy reunion. And remember, Soto's Doggy Deodorizer makes your pooch socially safe.
What's happened to the water pressure?
Oh, Daddy's washing the car again.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Answer the door, Junior. Okay, Mom.
Is this the residence of Chester A. Riley?
Yeah?
Is Mrs. Riley at home? Yeah. Is Mr. Riley in?
He's in the backyard.
Good. Then I'll come in. Would you call your mother?
Sure.
Hey, Mom. What is it, dear? Some guy demonstrating cough drops.
You are Mrs. Riley, I presume?
Yes?
Well, I'm Guy Mannering of the Surprise Party program.
Golly, I thought... That's the program that brings parents and children together in a surprise party.
I think he's casing the joint.
Quiet, Junior. What was it you wanted? Well, your husband's name was picked from the bowl yesterday on the Surprise Party program, and we want your cooperation.
That means you're bringing Grandma and Grandpa out here to visit Daddy.
You see, I personally fly to New York and fly them back for a reunion with their son, and all expenses are paid by Soto's Doggy Deodorizer.
Why, that's wonderful.
Well, we think so. You see, in checking, we have discovered that Monday night is your husband's parents' golden wedding anniversary, and we're planning it for that evening.
Oh, my husband will be tickled pink when I tell him.
No, Mother, you mustn't. It's a surprise.
Exactly. You see, we conceal microphones all around the room and broadcast the happy reunion.
How much do we get paid for it?
Well, there will be orchids for the ladies and boutonnieres for the gentlemen.
Solomon Salamis gives scooters.
That's a children's program. Now remember, your husband must know nothing about this. I'll be in touch with you Monday. Until then, good morning.
Good morning.
Now remember, Junior, if you so much
some friction tape by the medicine cabinet.
Riley, you tracked up my clean kitchen. You're dripping on the carpet. Yeah, you're all wet.
What's everybody whispering about? Who was that man that just left?
Why, that was a man.
Yes, I know it was a man. I seen him from the driveway.
He was taking a census.
Oh, don't try to fool me. I got a head on my shoulders. He was here about renting that room. Am I right, Peg?
Why, yes, dear. I can see there's no use in trying to hide anything from you.
You didn't do it, did you?
Oh, of course not. Well, I wouldn't make a move without your permission.
And I ain't giving it.
May I go back to the kitchen now, dear?
Yes, you got my permission for that.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Let this be a lesson to you kids on how a wife should be handled.
Oh, brother. You just say that again.
I wonder who could be bothering us now.
You know when you open the door.
If it's a salesman, I'll slam the door right in his kisser.
Oh, don't be a grouch, dear.
We don't want any.
But I'm not selling anything. May I come in?
What for?
I want to talk with you.
Well, I'll give it 2 minutes.
My name is Guy Mannering.
Well, don't blame me for that.
You are Michael Riley?
Might be.
You have a son?
No.
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 Well, we understood that you had a son named Chester.
No, him.
I hear the gentleman mention Chester.
Keep out of this matter till you know what's coming.
You are Mrs. Riley, I presume.
Yes. What about Chester?
Well, is he your son or isn't he?
Don't admit nothing until you know it is done.
Of course he's our son. Oh, nothing's happened to him.
Oh, no. In fact, I'm a courier of good tidings. I'm from the surprise party program.
What's he yakking about?
Father.
What's that to do with Chester?
How would you like to fly to California to see your son?
I know it. He's an airplane salesman.
Sorry, Mr.
Guy Mannering.
Father just pretends he's mad because Chester moved so far away.
I should have settled down here in Canarsie.
Then you would like to see your son?
Oh, we just love to. We've never even seen our grandchildren.
If they look like Chester, we ain't missed much.
Then, like Aladdin, I rub the magic lamp. Surprise Party is flying you to California, all expenses paid, to reunite you with your loved ones on your golden wedding anniversary.
Oh, I can't believe it. It isn't true. You hear that, Father? They're taking us to California to see Chester. What do you say to that?
What a lousy trick to play on an old man because he's been married for 50 years.
Give me a bite of that sandwich, Ryle. I ain't had no breakfast neither.
Why do you suppose Peg wanted to get me off to work early?
There's no figuring wives. All I said to Honey Bee was drop dead, and she run me right out of the house. And her aim's getting better every day.
The kids acted kind of funny, too.
Well, maybe Peg's got someone coming to rent that spare room.
Not a chance. I forbade her. I'm saving that room for when my dear old parents come out to live off of me.
Well, when's that gonna be? I'll bet you ain't kicked in with a buck in 5 years.
Is that so? I send them dough regular.
Are you kidding? If it wasn't for your old man's Social Security, he'd be pushing a pushcart up Flatbush Avenue.
That's a lie. I love my dear old parents. They're like a mother and father to me.
When was the last time you wrote to them?
I send them a postcard regular twice a year on their anniversary.
I'll bet you don't even know when their anniversary is.
Is that so? They'll be married 50 years next week.
Next week?
That's right. That gives me plenty of time to pick out a fresh postcard.
You dope. Their anniversary is this week.
Huh?
I remember when you wrote them last year.
But that can't be. How could I forget my dear old mother and father?
With your brains, it's easy.
I gotta wire it. I gotta phone them.
Here comes the bus. You can do that later.
I'll go home on my lunch hour and call them on my telephone.
Big deal. On their golden wedding, they're going to get a long-distance call. Collect. How are they going to pay for it?
nice little bat. She's a grown young lady.
I'm getting on, Grandma.
Oh, how was your trip, Mother? Well, outside of Father insisting we were going to crash every minute, it was just fine.
Oh, pardon me, madam, just placing a mic. I don't care what they call it. It's still an attic.
Oh, Father. Oh, I'm sure you'll be quite comfortable there, Dad.
Who's this? Get another mic and put it on the mantel back of the clock. Fine time to bring us when they're redoing the parlor.
They're hiding the mics for the broadcast. It's a surprise for Daddy.
Won't the big fat head catch on?
You two will have to stay in your room until we signal you to come out.
I come 3,000 miles to hide in an attic with the mice.
Hey, Mom, Pop's coming up the street.
Maybe he's heard.
Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's canned.
I'd string along with Junior. Mr. Riley out of the house. He'd spoil everything. We're not ready yet.
Oh, Babs, show your Grandma and Grandpa to your room.
Oh, this way, Grandma.
Oh, it's all so exciting. Come along, Father.
Maybe it would have been better if the plane had crashed.
Mr. Mannering, you get behind the sofa. Junior, take that man and hide him in the hall closet.
Okay, mister, this way.
Hey, what are you doing on my roof?
Electric Light Company. Defective wire.
Oh, I got some defective bulbs, too. Don't forget to change them.
Riley, what on earth are you doing home at this time?
I gave up my lunch hour. I got to make a phone call.
Well, couldn't you phone at the plant?
I ain't got that many nickels.
Oh, Riley. Would you mind explaining what this is all about?
Peg, this is very important. I've got to make this call before it's too late. Hello, get me long distance and snap it up.
Who are you calling long distance?
My two best friends and admirers. Hello, get me Schottmeyer's Delicatessen on Flatbush Avenue right next to McArdle's Bar and Grill. What? Well, it's in Brooklyn, USA.
Oh, what are you calling there for?
Peg, don't you know what day today is? It's my dear old parents' golden wedding anniversary.
Oh, but Riley.
I want to get him down to the phone, congratulate him, and invite him out here to live with us. You don't think they'd do it, do you, Peg?
Riley, put down that phone.
Hello? Hello, Schottmeyer's Delicatessen? Is that you, Adolf?
Yeah, who's calling?
Well, this is Chester A. Riley. I'm calling you from California.
I'm sorry if you don't deliver.
No, wait a minute, Adolf. No, don't hang up. You know my folks, the Rileys. They live 3 houses away, 3rd floor rear.
Not no more. They left yesterday carrying a bag.
Well, where'd they go?
How would I know? They didn't buy no sandwiches. I got to hang up now. For a change, I got a customer. Goodbye.
No, wait, Adolf. Don't. They're gone. My dear old parents, I'll never see them again.
Oh, wait a minute, Riley. Don't jump to conclusions. They've probably gone on a vacation or a visit.
No. Nobody'd ask my old man to visit. No, they've been evicted. Kicked out. Wandering the cold streets, homeless. My poor old mother with her rheumatism. And dear old Dad with his athletic big toe.
Riley, calm down.
I can't calm down. I want my mom. I want my papa.
For heaven's sakes, Riley, you'll see them. They'll get in touch with us.
Wait a minute. Uncle Joe. That's where they went. He's the only one who can stand Pop. He's weak-minded. Where'd I hide that phone book? I know. Back of the sofa. Good afternoon. Oh, excuse me. You using the phone book? Wait a minute. Hey, who is this sofa mouse and why have you got him hidden back on my couch?
He's not hidden. He's looking it over. I'm having it recovered.
Yes. Now, I would suggest a delicate chintz with a flower design of closetacea.
That's where I hid the phone book, in the hall closet here. Don't tell me this one's upholstery in the closet.
He's the exterminator man.
What's that K, Geb? What's that mean?
KGEB. Kelly gets every bug.
My poor decrepit parents living on crumbs. And you're renting rooms, stuffing sofas, killing bugs. I'm leaving.
Oh, Riley, where are you going?
To the airport. I'm catching the first plane for Brooklyn. Just remember this. I've always been a good husband, a respectful father, and a dutiful son.
Riley, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is our cheapest rate to New York.
Well, couldn't I work my way?
This is an airplane, not a freight steamer.
Look, Riley, you're not a bad sort. You do some work occasionally. And I imagine you're a fair husband, a passing father. You do have some intelligence. I mean, you're almost normal. So I'm going to try to explain this to you once more. We do not advance $240 on wages.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Daddy's already left the plant, Mr. Mannering. He'll be here in a minute.
Excellent. The program is on the air. It'll be our cue to appear in about 5 minutes. I'm so sorry.
What's your big feet?
He didn't mean it, Dad. You two will hide behind the screen until your cue to appear.
I know we was in trouble the minute that blood brain knocked at our door.
I'll broadcast from the kitchen. When that lights, it'll be Mr. Riley's cue to speak.
We'll have a real reunion dinner after the broadcast.
Do you think the big lug is worth it?
Chester's the only son we have, dear.
That's the one break I got in life.
Well, you tried everybody, so forget it. You can't borrow the dough. I ain't tried the bank. They want you to put up something. You think they'd take juniors? I got it. I know where they are. Where? The poorhouse. No, Gillis, no. 5 will get you 10. My poor old mom and pop all alone in a poorhouse, scrubbing floors on their withered old knees. Ah, they got them new sponge mops now. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll call the poorhouse. I'll speak to them personally. What did you say? Congratulations on your 50th wedding anniversary.
He's coming, Mom. Oh, he's coming, Mr. Mannering.
Oh, I'm so flustered.
Get behind the screen, Mother.
Hurry, Grandma.
Up, Mr. Riley.
Stop your shoving. Stop your shoving.
Behind the screen. Hide.
Hide. That's all I've done since I've been in California. I feel like 100 criminals.
Now, watch the light.
Welcome home, Daddy. Come on, dear.
Don't come to me now. I got a phone. Give me long distance.
What's this about, Riley?
I know where my folks are.
Oh, Daddy.
I knew he'd come it up. How'd you find out?
Gillis thought of it. Hello, long distance. Get me the Kings County Poorhouse in Brooklyn. Mr. and Mrs. Riley, person to person.
Father, he thinks we're in the poorhouse. I wish we was. It's nice and quiet there.
Well, they've got to be there. Page the cocktail lounge.
Some poorhouse.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Guy Mannering speaking to you from the home of Chester A. Riley, where in just a moment you will be the party to the joyous reunion of a happy...
Mr. Mannering, you won't leave the phone.
Bring the old couple out.
Oh.
This is the golden wedding anniversary of Mr. Riley's parents, from whom he has been separated for 20 years.
You can come out now and face him.
I can hear him. Do I have to look at him?
While he thinks that they're in Brooklyn, In reality, they are just a few feet away. Can you imagine the joy in their hearts?
Mom?
No!
Mom, the signal. It's time for Daddy.
No, Don't give me that. Try the front porch. Yes.
Riley, I rented the room to an old couple. Turn around. I want you to meet them.
And now, the first touching words of a loving son, reunited with the parents he adores.
But, Ronnie, I want you to meet them.
I don't want to meet them. Get them thumbs out of here. I'll give them 5 minutes to pack up and get out. That figures. Now, you better find my mama and papa. They're right there under your nose. Gosh, it's really true. My own papa and my own mama. How did you get here? On our broomsticks. When Peg said the new boarders and I turned around and saw you, I didn't know what to do.
You sure loused up the network.
Now, this is for the Blue View News, so let's all have a happy smile.
All right, everybody. Dinner's ready.
Come on, Pop, let's eat. What a revolting development he is.